Hello friends, I'm Capture Reviews. Every year, the world's best golfers all gather to participate in the most prestigious golf tournament in the world. This year, it's taking place in the fall rather than the spring, but I'd still like to welcome you to this year's broadcast of Golf Peaks on the Nintendo Switch. Okay, that was atrocious. Golf Peaks is a wonderfully challenging indie golf puzzle game that's all about using your trading card stroke thingies to get the ball into the hole and, yeah, sport ball. This game has been around for a couple years, but I just discovered it and felt like it needed to be shared with the world. Golf Peaks is a very enjoyable golfing experience and is part of what I would now like to establish as Indie Month on this channel. November is now the month to highlight all the wonderful indie games and everything they have to offer, so keep those suggestions coming in the comments below. And after playing this game for the week, I have some things I want to say about it. I go by Capture Reviews, and these are my thoughts on Golf Peaks. And since this is a puzzle game, I'll do my best to not show every single hole and how to solve them, so there will be little to no spoilers ahead. In Golf Peaks, you'll instantly learn that this is no ordinary golf experience. Rather than choosing exactly where you want to hit the ball and how hard you want to hit it, the game provides you with only 4 directions and a few cards that determine your power. This is fun. I immediately fell in love with how creative this is and how this game challenges you to make it to the pin. You're given a few cards of strokes in most levels, and you have to determine which one to use in order to complete that level. It's like a trading card game mixed with golf. And for someone who genuinely loves sport ball and has way too many Pokemon cards from when I was a kid, this is f***ing sick. For example, there are little hills that you can't just pass over, so you need to use a card that includes a jump to get over them. Fun! But be sure you check out how many spaces each jump or roll will go because, well, sit. I hate golf! There's also little corners you can hit to change directions, and a ton of hazards. I've made it through just over half of this game, and I've already encountered quicksand that eats your golf ball, blocks that you can only jump out of, water hazards, and springy X's that launch you into the air. Now, some of these hazards are actually helpful. Like water usually is a bad thing in golf, but here you can use it strategically to get a starting point you need in order to leap onto the next block. Or here, the X springs launch me just where I need to be so I can knock it from way downtown. I love golf! The clever hazards are a joy to tinker around with until you find your way to the pin. There's also a mulligan button so you can undo shots that you messed up, which is divine. Rather than screwing up and having to restart over and over again, Afterburn Games was generous enough to let you make mistakes and try again. Here we go, just gonna Alright, no one saw that, just gonna pick that one up. Okay, here we go. Golf Peaks is incredibly addictive, and I actually had to force myself to put it down so I could make this review. It's a simple concept, a puzzle golf game, but somehow Afterburn really made it feel fun and feel like it's much more than just that, which I have to commend them for. Each level challenged me, and once I figured out how to complete them, it was incredibly rewarding and satisfying. Plus, now I feel like I'm actually somewhat decent at golf. Nice! Visually, Golf Peaks is just precious with its design. It looks like someone drew a little golf ball in course using a Sharpie, and that's just downright adorable. With this, there are little effects like the golf ball trails when it moves, and the confetti that explodes once you conquer a world that just add to this game's cuteness. Each world uses a different color palette, and each one is lovely. And the overall aesthetic of this game, from the fonts used to the thick marker outlines of each object, is something that I really appreciate. Musically, Golf Peaks uses a very minimalist sound for each world. Each world has its own track to emphasize the new hazards and theme for it, but even still, there's not much substance to it, which actually is a good thing. It fits the aesthetic like I talked about, and here, have a listen. And this game uses the hell out of HD Rumble, which actually is its own music and sound in a way. Here, let's see if this works. Have a listen to my Pro Controller while I'm playing this game. Ooh, that's nice. Capture Reviews ASMR, thanks you for joining us. And now, on to the wrap-up. So, Is Golf Peaks worth buying? Dadoy, it's only $5 on the Switch and you get 120 levels of challenging, fun-ass puzzles. Golf Peaks is really an enjoyable game. But if I had to nitpick one little thing, it's I wish there was a multiplayer mode where you could race someone to finish a set of courses. That would be cool and would up the value of this game by a mile. But hey, that's just my opinion, and for a cheap single-player puzzle game, this one is top-notch. So with that being said, I think Golf Peaks deserves a 9 out of 10. It's a great game like I said, but again, I wish it just had a bonus multiplayer mode, and I wish there was a few more levels maybe. Then again though, it is $5, so it's a pretty great deal already. Maybe I just need to not be so damn greedy. Thank you so much for watching and listening to my thoughts on Golf Peaks. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.